Hello and a very good evening. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. It's 6:30 p.m. Time for Verdict 2015 with me, Frank Pereira. Here are this evening's verdict headlines. Third phase of polling ends at 5 p.m. in Bihar. Over 55% voting recorded. Like the first two phases, polling goes on peacefully in the third phase as well. Fate of several heavyweights sealed in the third phase of voting. Lalu's two sons, State Ministers Shyam Rajak and Shravan Kumar, and BJP's Chief Whip Arun Kumar Sinha were the prominent names in the fray. Several bigwigs cast their votes in the third phase. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, BJP leader Sushil Modi, Union Ministers Ravi Shankar Prasad and Rajiv Pratap Rudy, among others, seen casting their franchise. And we throw the spotlight on Gopalganj's power grid. Despite surplus supply of power, villages in North Bihar still remain powerless. Well, over 50% of the 1.45 crore eligible voters cast their vote today for the third phase of polling in Bihar. Prominent candidates included the two sons of Rashtriya Janata Dal chief Lalu Prasad, who contested from Raghopur and Mahua constituencies of Vaishali district. Voting came to an end at 5 p.m. with no untoward incident reported. Here's what happened during the third phase of polling. Voting for the third phase of elections in Bihar began at 7 a.m. in the morning. The fate of 808 candidates in 50 constituencies spread over 6 districts was sealed earlier on Wednesday. The districts that went to polls are Bhojpur, Buxar, Nalanda, Patna, Saran and Vaishali.
दाम कम चाहिए, बहुत महंगाई हो रहा है तो घर चलाने में दिक्कत हो रहा है, इसीलिए दाम कम होना चाहिए।
मुद्दे तो हम बताए आपसे कि नौजवानों को कुछ ये होना चाहिए कि नौकरी मिले जो ऐसे भटक रहे हैं, तो ये मुद्दा रहना चाहिए खास के, और महंगाई है उसको कम होना चाहिए, मेन तो यही है।
Voting began at 7 a.m. in 14,170 polling stations. The polling came to an end at 4 p.m. in 10 constituencies due to security reasons and at 5 p.m. in the rest of the 40 constituencies. After peaceful polling in the first two phases, no untoward incident was reported in this phase either.
जो 6 जिले सारण, वैशाली, नालंदा, पटना, भोजपुर और बक्सर के 50 विधानसभा क्षेत्रों के लिए संपन्न हुआ, उसमें ये पूर्ण रूप से शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से समाप्त हुआ।
Let's take a look now at some of the crucial numbers of the third phase. A total of 50 constituencies went to polls in the third phase. 808 candidates were in the fray in this phase, out of which 71 or 9% were female candidates. A total of 14,170 polling stations were used. 1.45 crore people were eligible to cast their vote in the third phase, out of which 78,31,388 were male, 66,86,718 were female voters and 599 others. The fate of several heavyweights was sealed in this phase, including that of Lalu Prasad's two sons Tej Pratap Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav, contesting from Mahua and Raghopur seats respectively.
पूरा महागठबंधन बिहार के पांचों चरण में स्वीप कर रहा है। इसमें भाजपा खास करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी लगातार कमल कार्ड खेल रहे हैं।
I don't think so. There is a battle. It's now just the formality is just left over there, or it's actually in my constituency. BJP didn't got any of the candidates against me. Not a perfect candidate. So they have taken a JDU's MLA for the last time and they have taken it them.
भाई तो मेरे दोनों जीत रहे हैं और महागठबंधन के जितने भी उम्मीदवार हैं उनके सबके जीत की कामना मैं करती हूँ।
The other prominent politicians whose fate was decided in this round were BJP leader Nandkishore Yadav from Patna Sahib, Ministers Shyam Rajak and Shravan Kumar from Pulwari and Nalanda seats respectively, Deputy Speaker Amrendra Pratap Singh from Ara and BJP's Chief Whip in the State Assembly Arun Kumar Sinha from Kumrar.
मैंने अपना वोट डाल दिया है और वोट डालने के लिए हम यहाँ आए हैं और वोट डालने के बाद हम आगे के चुनाव प्रचार में निकल रहे हैं। सभी मतदाताओं को अपना वोट
ने हमारा हिसाब से पूरी बिहार में पांचों चरण में बीजेपी आगे रहेगा। कारण क्या है, लोगों में एक परिवर्तन का इच्छा है।
Apart from the heavyweights in the fray, there were several other bigwigs who cast their vote, including Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, BJP leader Sushil Modi, and Union Ministers Ravi Shankar Prasad and Rajiv Pratap Rudy, among others.
प्रथम और द्वितीय चरण था, उसमें हम 2/3 की बहुमत से हमारा लीड है और ये तीसरे चरण में मेरा विश्वास है कि ये 3/4 की बहुमत तक जाएगा और हर हालत में बिहार में सरकार बनाएंगे। ममता जी आ जाएं, अरविंद केजरीवाल आ जाएं, कोई अपील कर इनकी अपील का कोई असर नहीं पड़ने वाला है।
कि अपने नेताओं से फील्ड में चर्चा करने के बाद और अपने इंडिपेंडेंट सोर्स से वेरीफाई करने के बाद जो हमारा निष्कर्ष है वो ये है कि आज का दिन हमारे लिए बहुत ही उत्साहवर्धक रहा है। फर्स्ट सेकंड फेज भी हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा रहा है।
In the last assembly poll in 2010, the JDU had won 23 seats while the BJP had won 19 of the 50 constituencies. This time around, from the Grand Secular Alliance, RJD contested from 25 seats, JDU 18 and Congress 7. From NDA, BJP contested from 34, LJP 10, Hindustani Awam Morcha 4 and Rashtriya Lok Samta Party 2. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television. Well, joining me live from Patna right now is our correspondent Kriti Mishra. Kriti, bring us a sense of, what happened during the course of the third phase of polling in Bihar today. What were the key highlights?
Right, Frank. So several big wigs, they exercised their franchise here in Patna. Vaishali was, of course, the cynosure of all political pundits, where Lalu Prasad Yadav's sons are making their electoral debut. And as far as the voter turnout is concerned, we've seen that the voter turnout has been more than 53%. That is better than the last time. The Election Commission has really, it had unleashed the campaign to motivate voters. As far as Patna is concerned, more than 50% voter turnout. We saw it was meager 38% or in some of the urban pockets in Patna in 2010 elections. So let's not call this figure a very phenomenal one. Definitely a silver lining there. So all in all, peaceful elections have been concluded. Now the stage is set for the next phases of election in Bihar. Over to you, Frank.
Indeed, next phase of election is not too far away from now. It's on November 1st. But, what is the mood generally in the political camps? You've been traveling, the length and breadth of Bihar. So what is it that you pick up from the political parties?
Frank, if we talk about 2010 assembly elections, then out of these 50 constituencies that went for polling today, the JDU had grabbed 23 seats, the BJP 19 and RJD 8. So, and if I talk about Lok Sabha elections, the BJP did extremely well in these constituencies. So the BJP is now banking on these voters to really channelize and script another victory. But Saran is the political turf of Lalu Prasad Yadav and Nalanda is the home turf of Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. So they have actually worked very hard to retain their base, and the BJP has left no stone unturned to dent their votes. So the BJP is very confident that this phase would be extremely beneficial for them, something that even Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has repeatedly said, while the Mahagathbandhan looks uberly confident that the third phase would really go in their favor. But right now we cannot say as far as the caste equations are concerned. So in Bihar, the upper caste vote is around 15%, Yadav vote is around 13%, minority vote is around 17%, and extremely backward caste and Mahadalits, they account for around 55%. So where these votes really swing and which rival alliance do they really take nearer to the throne of Bihar, that remains to be seen.
All right, Kriti Mishra, we'll have to leave to that. Thank you so much for joining us there with those details from Patna. Let's bring in our guest at this point in time. We have with us Krishna Kumar Singh, senior journalist, joining us live from Patna at the moment. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for joining us on the program. 53% voter turnout, a little more than 53% on expected lines, you would say, or did you expect it to be higher than that?
Frank, I had expected more turnout in this round of election because these areas, mainly town areas, are there where the BJP has a dominance, and these constituencies of today in 650 constituencies, these were mainly the town areas there. Town areas in Patna itself, the percentage of vote is awfully low.
Yes.
I was expecting that it will be more than 60%. And Buxar and this Ara and this Vaishali and this Chhapra. But anyway, the voter turnout by and large is a thick-tack, you can tell. But this round of election said to be very crucial for BJP.
Yes.
BJP has done well in this round of elections because Patna, Buxar and Saran, these three districts are BJP are very much in influence in all these three districts. Of course, Nalanda is a hinterland of this Nitish Kumar, but there the percentage of vote is very terribly low.
Yes.
And is Saran said to be the dominance of Lalu Prasad Yadav. Their upper caste is a very, very much aggressive. Voting had been exercised over there. All these things, but BJP is definitely in advantageous position in this round.
Okay, the BJP
But
is in an advantageous
BJP
position.
will have to go
these polls are extremely crucial for the BJP as well this round. But how crucial is it for Lalu and his family as well? Because two of his sons were also in the fray in the polls today. So it's a big day even for the Lalu Prasad family.
Yes, Lalu Prasad, they are hanging on, they are dependent on this. His both son, I think, as per reports coming over here, they will probably win. And Baisali also has a Yadav dominance over there. And Kurmis are also there. Of course, there are many noises over this development because this one area is the Diara area. In Lalu's one son constituency, that is a Raghopur.
Yes.
Hello.
Raghopur. Yes. Go ahead.
Hello. Raghopur. Raghopur is in Diara. There are many Diara. But here, from here, Rabari had won election 2 times. But she was defeated last time. And she also lost from Sonpur in Saran district last time. But this time I think Lalu has sympathy from the public and of course this dominant Yadav community. I think he's another son from Mahua, another Yadav dominated constituency. Both will sail through, not easily, but I think they will win. And from this Patna East, the Patna Sahib constituency, Nandakishore Yadav, very important leader of BJP, contesting from there. He will also win, although contest is very tough.
Okay.
And this central Patna, the Arun Kumar Sinha, the Kumrar constituency, the BJP will win. Thus, in all the in urban areas of Patna, BJP will have a smooth sail, but in rural areas of Patna, this BJP will be facing difficulty.
Right, all right. Mr. Singh, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us on the program and putting things into perspective for us. What you're saying is it's going to be an interesting contest on the cards. And we'll have to wait till November 8th, of course, to get those pictures clear in front of us. It's time now for a short break. On the other side, we'll throw the spotlight on Gopalganj's power grid. Despite surplus supply of power, villages in North Bihar still remain powerless. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
No reservation in super speciality courses. The Supreme Court stirs up a debate. What will it mean for affirmative action? Will merit trump political considerations? Watch The Big Picture at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar addressed rallies in the Gopalganj district today. He urged the voters to vote for the leaders of the Grand Alliance. Let's listen to what he had to say.
10वां 12वां तक पढ़ने का रास्ता बनाया। अभी भी माँ बाप अपने बेटे बेटियों को सबको कॉलेज नहीं भेज पाते। इसलिए हम जो भी लड़का या लड़की को आगे पढ़ने की इच्छा होगी उनको 4 लाख रुपए का स्टूडेंट क्रेडिट कार्ड उपलब्ध कराएंगे।
Meanwhile, BJP President Amit Shah addressed a rally in Gopalganj as well. Continuing with the development pitch, Shah accused the RJD and the JDU for not doing anything for the development of Bihar. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
अरे यार ऐसे नहीं हथवा वाले हो, जरा जोर से बताओ कितने रुपयों का है? 1,25,000 करोड़ रुपए का पैकेज है और 40,000 करोड़ रुपया अतिरिक्त योजनाओं के लिए। 5 साल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए को दे दीजिए, देश का नंबर 1 राज्य बनाकर रख देंगे मित्रों, नंबर 1 राज्य।
Time for some more political reactions in our segment Poll Bits.
तीसरा और चौथा फेज है जहां हमारे सिटिंग भी बहुत ज्यादा थे और हमारा ट्रेडिशनल होल्ड रहा है। यहां हम स्वीप करने की स्थिति में है। तो पहले 4 दौर के बाद बीजेपी एनडीए को इतनी आगे लीड मिल जाएगी कि हम काफी आगे इसमें बढ़ जाएंगे।
चुनाव पर इसका असर होगा। जिस तरह की भाषा बोली गई है सिर्फ प्रधानमंत्री जी ने नहीं, दूसरे लोगों ने, सेटिंग है, 3 इडियट्स है, शैतान है, तो इस तरह के शब्द तन मन धन और गन से देश चलाएंगे, ये सब चीजों का नुकसान हो रहा है।
बिहार का चुनाव बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट चुनाव है देश के लिए। नफरत और मोहब्बत के बीच की लड़ाई है, सेक्युलरिज्म और कम्युनलिज्म के बीच की लड़ाई है, नरेंद्र मोदी जी और नीतीश कुमार के बीच की लड़ाई है।
Let's now bring you some poll snippets in our segment Poll Parade. Jadwa polling booth in Vaishali district was one of the ideal polling booths in the 4th phase. Well decorated with balloons, the booth had wheelchairs and stretchers for the differently abled. The booth also had mineral water and first aid facility. Voting at 7 polling booths in the Hajipur constituency did not start at the scheduled time of 7 a.m. due to malfunctioning of EVMs at the polling booths. Polling at a booth in Buxar was halted after an altercation between the police and voters. Voters also pelted stones at police officials. Polling was resumed after the intervention of the local administration. A monkey attacked an elderly woman while she was waiting to cast her vote outside a polling booth in Bakhtiarpur Assembly constituency. According to the police, the monkey descended on the booth all of a sudden and attacked the women when it was chased away. The woman was injured on her left hand. The monkey is said to have attacked as many as 15 people in the area, including 2 reporters. Jirade village in Siwan district has an illustrious association with history. It's the birthplace of one of the leading figures of India's freedom struggle. But as far as the village is concerned, it hasn't benefited from it at all. The villagers are hoping that this election will change everything for them.
This is the ancestral home of India's first president. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was born in this very house and lived for a considerable time even after he became president. Today, it's a national monument, a place of inspiration for visitors.
बहुत गौरव की बात है कि भारत के प्रथम राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद का जन्म स्थल पर मेरा भी जन्म हुआ है और मुझे खुशी होती है। महाराज के राजनेताओं को इनके आदर्शों और मूल्यों को आत्मसात नहीं करते, बड़ी दुख की बात है।
Despite its historical importance, the village of around 10,000 people has not seen any extraordinary development. Farmers hold the government responsible for the worst irrigation system in the village. Equally bad are education, health and roads.
यह राजेंद्र बाबू का इलाका आज भी क्षमा करेंगे, अपनी मूलभूत सुविधाओं से वंचित है।
The village comes under the Siwan constituency. Its MP Om Prakash Yadav has taken up the responsibility of developing the village.
अपने सांसद विकास मद से हमने 115 सोलर देने का काम किए हैं। कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि उस गांव को विकास किया जाए और वहां 100% तो नहीं कहेंगे, लेकिन 90-95% हमने शौचालय बनाने का काम किया है।
Villagers feel successive governments have not done justice to the place that gave the nation such a great leader. They hope the next government will change the state of affairs and work for its betterment. Ravindra Shoran's report from Zardai in Bihar for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, electricity shortage is a common complaint one hears during campaigning in Bihar. But the problem in some parts of North Bihar is different. Despite having a healthy power supply, electricity just doesn't reach the consumers. Our report explains why.
State government data shows that the Gopalganj grid gets 200 megawatts from the Kanti thermal power station. Of this supply, the grid provides Gopalganj 45 megawatts, Siwan 40 megawatts and Mashrak 15 megawatts. Betia, Raxaul, Valmiki Nagar and Nepal are given 90 megawatts. That accounts for only 190 megawatts. But despite the surplus, many villages in North Bihar still remain powerless.
पहले के स्थिति के अपेक्षा अभी तो अच्छा बिजली मिल रहा है। अभी टाउन को 18 से 20-22 मेगावाट तक बिजली मिल जा रहा है और देहात को अभी 14-16 घंटा मिलता है।
Gopalganj has at least 12 power stations, of which 8 are located in rural areas. But tottering power poles and weak cables are preventing supply reaching many areas, even cities.
गांव के में बिजली की स्थिति अच्छी नहीं है। अभी भी गांव में बिजली नहीं मिलती है। कभी बिजली आती है और थोड़ा दिखाकर फिर चली जाती है। कभी कभी किसी दिन 1 घंटा 2 घंटा रहती है, लेकिन वो भी लगातार 2 घंटा नहीं रहती है।
कभी भी बराबर लाइन नहीं रहता है और हमेशा कभी डिम रहता है, कभी एकदम अगरबत्ती की तरह जलता है और बिजली बिल हमेशा आता रहता है।
Residents in electricity-starved villages claim that politicians are getting away with broken promises.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी ने जो घोषणा किया था, जो वादा किया था, आज अपने वादे पर खरे हैं और जो बिजली की समस्या है, शहरों में 18 से 20 और 22 घंटा बिजली आम ग्रामीणों को मिल रही है और देहात में 14 से 16 घंटा बिजली ग्रामीणों को मिल रही है।
देखिए, इस चुनाव में बिजली का मुद्दा बनेगा। जो भी हम आए, हमें कम से कम 24 घंटा पावर दे। जो हमें आज 16 घंटा मिला है, वो हमको 24 घंटा मिले।
A problem of plenty if only political parties find a way to bring the supply to the consumer. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, modern-day Champaran is divided into East and West districts. West Champaran has 9 assembly seats. In the last assembly elections, the NDA won 4 seats while the JDU took 2. Let's take a look at what are the major issues here.
North Bihar's Champaran district is where India discovered the might of Satyagrah. That was in 1917 when Mahatma Gandhi led impoverished farmers who were forced to cultivate indigo instead of food.
आज स्थिति ये है कि जो किसानों के लिए उन्होंने सुविधाएं उपलब्ध किया, तो उसमें आज देखिए हम लोग यहाँ गन्ने की खेती बड़े अच्छे ढंग से होती थी। यहाँ पर 7-8 शुगर फैक्ट्री थे, बंद हो, हमारे जिले के सारे शुगर फैक्ट्री बंद हो गए। एक सुगौली किसी तरह से चलता है।
The state was split into East and West Champaran 44 years ago. But in the race for development, both districts are equally lagging behind. In modern India as well, Champaran's farmers, it seems, are unable to escape poverty.
दूर भाग रहे हैं, धीरे धीरे बाहर जाके अपना कमाना, खेती छोड़ रहे हैं। बहुत सा खेत परित भी रह जाता है। हम भी तो छोड़ने वाले हैं, समझिए कि अबर भर है, बाकी छोड़ ही देंगे।
हम लोग के बच्चों के धान में कोई वृद्धि नहीं है, न पानी है, न खाद है, सब चीज़ महंगे है। अब क्या करें, हम लोग मजबूर हो रहे हैं, इसलिए नहीं धान फूट रहा है पानी के कारण। अब हम लोग की हिम्मत हार रहा है।
Amid the struggle to acquire prosperity, farmers of Champaran will be voting in the 4th phase on 1st of November. A combined 10 lakh population of both districts will be hoping their vote will be for the development and growth. Ravindra Shoran's report from Champaran for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's it on this edition of Verdict 2015. Have a good evening. See you again same time tomorrow.